All right, in this video, we are going to talk about the HiLift Jack and how they all come rusted. You got to paint it. So you're better off to do it sooner than later. I mean, if you don't believe me, put it on the outside of your truck. If it's inside your truck, rust will be limited, but they're cast iron, right? And they rust. So this one I have painted. This is painted. I'll show you what color. This is not. I just got that off a new one and I put it on there. So I've got another one that is in the process of getting painted, but you see I customized it. Look how nice that is, and no rust. This is dirty. This truck hasn't been washed in a while. It's covered right now, as you can see. It's a Land Cruiser. But yeah, if you're on a Jeep, on any vehicle, if you're putting a HiLift Jack, it's gonna rust. It rusts in all these nooks and crannies, inside there, everywhere, because it's cast iron. So if you paint it with Rustoleum, it's gonna look great. So let's go take a look. So this is the one I'm painting right now. I took off the base, and what I do is I crank it up here, up a little higher, and then I'll tape off and I'll paint this. I don't care if I get a little bit over onto the actual, long arm of it, because then I'll crank it down and repaint that section. But this one, that is an amazing color by Rustoleum. So right now it's a cloudy day, so it doesn't show you. There is some metal, so that does have a bit of a shine to it, which makes it look like cast iron, but it won't rust anymore. And this was brand new. I had rust inside here, in here, all these nooks and crannies. There was rust here. I actually called the company. I think I bought this on either eBay or Amazon, and I'll show you that paint over here in a second, what we used. But I called them, I think it was eBay, and I said, hey man, I just got delivery and it's rusted already. And the guy credited me back like 40 bucks. So it ended up being a great deal. But then I paint it and I customize it. So this is like a moss green, like a lighter military green. It's a paint that I got a while ago. That green is not Rustoleum. So what I did is this. So you can do minimal prep, maybe wire brush it, scrape it, rough it up. But then I first put the Rustoleum high performance enamel. And by doing that, that dries in 15 minutes. And then I can immediately, like 15, 20 minutes later, put the Rustoleum flat, soft iron. That's the color you're gonna want, unless there's another color you want. I mean, chrome look, black look, whatever you want. This is a red, the other HiLift Jack. I used that, and then I went really light with a black Rustoleum satin on top, like from a distance, just to darken it up because it was too bright red. And then this just so happened to be some automotive paint I picked up from their Oops section, for super cheap, because it was a cool color that I wanted. I didn't know what project I was going to do that on, but it ended up being this one. And folks, don't forget your mask. Protect your lungs. So there's the base, and that base is in that cast iron. You can see the little bit of a shine, and that's the upper arm. And of course I just leave these aren't going to rust, so I take the parts off. Speaking of the parts, take 5 minutes and see, I covered, because these are nice nuts and bolts, I cover them up. I think my tape came off of that one already. So you can see, taking the tape off, I keep that nice and silver. I tape in there. I didn't even bother taking that off because that's a nice silver. But bottom line is, you know how the HiLift has the X-Treme, the Patriot version. You're paying a premium for colors pre-done in cast iron, which are gonna rust. So just buy your cheapest HiLift Jack and paint it. Paint it yourself. All right, so yeah, again, crank it up here. So then, paint your green and then paint your silver. You don't really have to mask off much. Who cares if you hit the green section, and then ratchet it down and then clean up, paint, and then let it dry, ratchet it up, and just get your final bottom, and then put your base on. And now you have a custom color. Match it to your Jeep, your Land Cruiser, your Toyota 4x4, whatever, and you've got your custom color. So let's go see the paint I bought this for. Let's check that out. I bought that light green moss military paint for this truck, but I decided it'd be introducing another color green, so I figured, But this HiLift Jack in here is inside the vehicle, right? So it's there. It's being protected somewhat from the elements. You can see a little bit of rust forming there. So that one I haven't bothered painting. It's protected because it's inside. There's another Land Cruiser down there. If you like Land Cruisers, subscribe to my channel. Whoops, let's get closer. Subscribe to my channel. Just got lots of Land Cruisers that I outfit and overland. And again, here's the finished one. This is like a year and a half ago I did this one. That's that cast iron. And that's that bright red, but from a distance I sprayed some darker color. And it just makes it look a little older, used, but clean at the same time. And it will be rust free. All right, let's look at my finished product of the other HiLift Jack. Okay, and there is the finished product. It actually is not going on this vehicle, even though it does match up. If you want to see the build it's going on, subscribe. It's going to be a beautiful truck. This kind of accent color is going to be sweet. But there it is. So like that moss green or whatever color you choose. And then these components, like I said, I did not paint this. This was taken off, but this is that cast iron, flat cast iron. Covered up the bar, and there it is. How nice is that? That wheel in the background, that's Duplicolor. I have a video on that. I'll put it in the description below. So if you want to paint your wheels, I have a whole way of how to do that. And I like these original wheels on this truck. And then there's a very nice slee rear bumper that a Hi Jack lift can go on, but you can put it on top of your truck, on the back. Again, if it's on the outside of your vehicle, the cast iron that comes from HiLift Jack is gonna rust. So don't spend your money on a special, limited edition color. It's gonna rust. Get your own colors from Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware. Get your Rustoleum. Do it yourself. And yeah, if you use this and you're, ratcheting it up, of course you're gonna scratch that Rustoleum paint, just like you would have done the cast iron, which would have rust. So when you actually use this a couple times, you can refreshen it up. You can just get your rattle cans and just spray the areas that got scratched up. But if you're wheeling and you're not gonna scratch it up, then it'll stay in perfect shape. You can customize it the way you want. Oh yeah, I also taped off that, so still gives the original look, and someone's gonna say like, where did you get that from? Well, they never made this color. It says custom for my rig and my rig only. All right, so subscribe if you want to see polishing wheels, painting wheels, powder coating wheels, whole bunch of videos, 4x4 truck stuff. All right, thanks for tuning in, and definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if this helped you, and give your rig a little bit of flavor. All right, happy trails. Later.